Yerp, it's Perp back with another video, and I just got done watching Yellowjackets Season 2, Episode 4, and wow, we have a lot to talk about, so I don't want to waste no time. Let's get right into it. We open up with, Van and Ty, and they're trying to find more of these symbols, and Van has pretty much marked all these down, and then we cut into the present day, where we see Ty kind of tripping, and she was definitely like sleepwalking again, and she has this file about Yellowjackets, and there's this place that she was heading to that we'll get to later on in this review, but she's trying to find her way to her destination, and she's out of gas and everything, so she has to pretty much hitchhike it. Then we get a quick scene of Shauna and Jeff kind of throwing jabs at each other. Meanwhile, they don't know that Callie is kind of going around their backs or behind their backs, lying about going to a friend's house because they're so distracted on what they have done. Jeff really can't let go of the whole affair thing. He pretty much feels embarrassed, as he should feel, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, Sean is right too. Like, you shouldn't have been trying to blackmail us into getting more money. So two wrongs don't make it right. They're both in the wrong, but I think things are going to get really messy for Shauna and Jeff, and just even Callie as well. Then we see Nat just kind of snooping on Lottie, and Lottie's definitely not all the way there, and Nat pretty much offers to drive with Lisa into town to the farmer's market, whatnot. And you're thinking, like, this is a terrible ass idea. Don't give Nat these keys. She's probably going to escape. But no, it's much deeper with Nat, and we're going to talk about that as well. Then we see Misty and Elijah Wood's character. I don't think they said his real name in this yet, but she is trying to not get attached, even though Elijah Wood's character is being really nice to her. Even saying, hey, you could pick out whatever songs, and it is kind of really convenient, you know what I'm saying? Like, his whole entire character. So I'm kind of with Misty right now. You want to kind of keep your guard up. But anyways, this is one of my favorite parts of this episode. So Shauna comes in, younger Shauna comes in and says, yo, somebody's been eating more food than they should. We all have to eat here. Who did it? Nobody really fesses up. Of course, Mari has to say something and assumes that it's the coach. And the coach says some of the funniest shit, saying like, yo, so if I did eat this bear, what you gonna do about it? Eat me? I started dying. Which that leads into some infighting amongst everybody. And this is where Nat has this whole idea. She wants to challenge Lottie into gathering food, because obviously Mari pretty much gassed this whole thing up and was pretty much the spokesperson for Lottie. Lottie doesn't seem really interested in even playing these games, and I was like, yo, challenge day. Yes, challenge day. And they pretty much say, like, whoever could come back with food, wins, bringing it back to that competitive nature that they already have ingrained in them because of them being teammates. So I found that little detail to be interesting. But shifting things over back quickly to, Nat and Lisa, they're hitting the road. They're kind of just talking about what it's like to be in this cult, and Nat's trying to get a grasp of what this place is. We don't truly know exactly what Nat is planning, but it's interesting. Meanwhile, while this is going on, Lottie goes to see her therapist and says, like, look, I've been having these visions again. I haven't had these visions in decades, which leads me to my whole prediction that I had in the previous review, that because all this weird stuff is happening to them is because they stopped doing these sacrifices to the man with no eyes, and he's messing with them. But I think it's much deeper than that as well. Then we see Shauna run into one of Callie's friends' moms, and she says, oh, thank you for letting my daughter stay the night over your house, and we Come to find out that's a lie, and then that makes Shauna go snooping into her room, finds a condom. More importantly, she sees the burnt ID of Adam, which now leads her to pick her up from school and say, hey, we gotta talk. Let's go on a little trip. While this is going on, Elijah Wood's character and Misty are continuously trying to track down clues. Misty's more direct in saying, like, yo, let's just ask some people if they've seen people wearing purple and whatnot. And we also find out about Elijah Wood's character that he's actually a millionaire, which makes his character very odd. He's just way too nice, and he just knows Misty way too well, almost to like a T. It's very weird. Thaisa, on the other hand, is picked up by this trucker, and they're heading off to her destination. Mari, on the other hand, we see her bringing up this whole dripping sound, and I think what's going on here is like everybody is getting manipulated by whatever this entity is, this man with no eyes, because she hears this drip, and I think it's the drip that's coming from Lottie. You know what I'm saying? Because she, cuts her hand open as a way to kind of, as an offering, I guess, while Nat finds what looks to be a moose in the ice. But going back to Mari real quick, she asks for help from one of the other girls. I forget her name, but this girl ends up, finding a rat in the pantry and keeps it as a little pet, which I don't see that thing lasting that long, considering how bad that they need food right now. So we'll have to wait and see. Then we go back to Nat and Lisa, where Lisa goes to visit her mom. Now tell me if this looks like her biological mom, because I know there's that theory that Lisa may be Shauna's actual kid, which I don't know if that matches up, but you could tell by just the way she looks. I don't know if that adds up, but you really see the connection with Nat and Lisa and how similar their stories are and what they're going through. I mentioned that in previous reviews, that's why she kind of is sticking around, to kind of make sure that she's good and kind of trying to not replace her mom, but trying to be like a mother figure or try to guide her in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? She's definitely taken a liking to Lisa. Meanwhile, we have another mother-daughter moment between Shauna and Callie, where this is where Shauna just completely confesses that she did kill Adam to Callie, and also that her father is involved with this as well. He tried to blackmail the Yellowjackets, and she's just completely freaked out by this. And I don't know if she's going to have loose lips, because she has been in contact with this cop. She doesn't know that this is a cop, but it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds and what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to get rid of that guy, Jay, and they're probably going to end up having to kill him, not knowing that he's a cop. We'll have to wait and see, because I don't think it was a good idea for Shauna to do this, even though I understand her intentions. Moving along, though, we get Van showing off this whole entire map that she made to Ty, and if you notice all the markings that they've been going to, it shows that symbol again, and all this is connected, and there's one more that they need to go to, which is really interesting. And we also see the coach going through memory lane, because we know that they're setting up for his death. I don't know if it's going to happen at the very last episode, maybe episode 9. That's when he's going to end up making his demise, maybe sooner, but he's definitely going to be a goner by the end of the season. Shifting things back to Lisa, and you're seeing how bad her relationship is with her mother, and how controlling she is, and Nat wanting to kind of intervene, even takes her fish, because that's all she wanted to do, was see her mom and also see her fish. I forget the fish's name, some weird shit. Misty and Elijah Wood's character, I'm just gonna keep calling them that because they keep using like code names. They find more leads on where this cult is at, where Lottie is at, and he suggests, you know what, maybe we should just hold off from going there tonight. Let's get an Airbnb. And Misty's like, okay, I guess so. Very weird behavior. I just don't know. I just don't trust his character just yet. Then we have Nat storming through the door saying, yo, I found a fucking moose. I need y'all help. And of course, Mari is hating, because she's all on Lottie's tit and whatnot, saying like she's just her biggest cheerleader at this moment. And everybody's getting ready to go out and trying to get this moose while Lottie is sitting here hallucinating. She's seeing the plane that Laura Lee blew up in, and she gets like kind of this vision, and it's just her hallucinating because she is almost at death at this point. She almost went out like Jackie, just freezing to death. So now back with Nat and everybody trying to get this moose out of this river or this little pond, whatever, it's frozen. It doesn't go successfully, and they end up losing it, and this really breaks Nat's kind of spirit. Then we jump back into present day, where Lisa and Nat are having a conversation about them deleting each other. I can't say the word, but, that's where they kind of relate and whatnot. Speaking of relating, we get this kind of weird montage when Misty and old boy get to the Airbnb, and you see how similar their routines are, and just they are two weirdos match made in heaven, you know what I'm saying? But I still don't trust him. He might mean well, he might be an ally, I don't know, time will tell. Anyways, this is where Shauna pretty much reveals to Jeff, I told Callie everything, and Jeff is just like, why would you do that? Why would you make our daughter an accomplice? Why would you put that on her? And she also makes mention like, yeah, I've been seeing this, my friend. I'd be like, yo, who's your friend? And that's going to be the thing that's going to mess things up. So, going back to Nat, she's just kind of deep in her thoughts. She just feels defeated. Lottie comes in there. She's in really bad shape, and this is where her and Nat kind of make peace, and I don't know how long that's gonna last, but they kind of make amends, saying, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done this, and it was a really nice moment. So as we get towards the end of the episode, we see Lottie kind of just going through these different notes, and then she sees this Queen of Hearts. I think it switched up twice. I don't know if it was Queen of Hearts and then Queen of Diamonds, but she realized something's wrong. She starts to go to this tree stump, which makes me think, like, are they out in the wilderness where they got stuck at? That's really interesting to me. And she says, is this enough? Not enough? And that goes back to what I was saying in the previous review, that it's all about sacrificing. Once they stopped doing the sacrifice, they got away from that place. Something, or somehow it found them, and it's now haunting them until they start to do this again, so they can stop seeing all these different things that are messing with their minds. And Nat is just sitting there plotting, thinking about something. We have no idea exactly what they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to do with Nat's character, or if she's going to end up just wanting to stay or kind of do a little bit more digging. Now we've reached the final parts of the episode where we see Thaisa and Van looking for that spot. Can't really find nothing, but they stumble upon that the ice is melting, and they don't know why. But then they chase after somebody that ends up being Javi, and then they bring Javi back, and everybody's in shock and awe. Travis is definitely like, I can't believe it, but it definitely seems like something has taken over Javi, or he's just a victim of whatever the man of no eyes is doing. And I think that's going to cause a rift between Travis and Nat. But then we finally catch up with where Thaisa was going. She's actually meeting with the adult Van. And Van has always been encouraging Taissa to just embrace her gift, because she says, like, you are connected with this, similar to how Lottie is. I think they all are, but there's just levels to it. And I'm curious to see how this is all going to play out. This was a fantastic episode. It just keeps getting better and better. The mysteries and just the lies and the reveals. Man, let me know how you guys feel about this episode as a whole. I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.